Hi Zulmira, welcome to Diva Wears Atlas. You are another Uyghur girl just like me, but you're also the founder of Nazuk Beauty. Is Usma grass the central ingredient in all of your product lines?
Yep, that's why we've been using it for hundreds of years. Not only Uyghur people, but the other Central Asian, they use Usma grass for hair growth purpose. I'm making such a big impact in this company. Why don't I do something for myself? So that's where the idea of Nazuk Beauty came. But then the thing about the business is that the data didn't work today, might work tomorrow. But something worked. I'm starting to receive orders. I made it. Sometimes getting married very fast is actually pretty good.
That was crazy that you gave birth and you also gave birth to another business all at the same time.
Anything else like not getting to business or the baby is wasting my time.
What is, would you say, the hardest moment ever since you started Nazuk Beauty?
I know some people just good at fake it till you make it situation. It just didn't work for me.
You did it, so I made it.
I can just be someone even without changing myself.
To be soft and feminine is also strong, and that's exactly what Nazuk is.
Diva wear Atlas, Nazuk also wear Atlas.
Also wears Atlas. Hi Zulmira, welcome to Diva Wears Atlas. I'm so excited to have you here.
Yep, same here. Thank you so much for having me.
You are another Uyghur girl just like me, but you're also the founder of Nazuk Beauty, a brand that I adore. Can I just tell you, when I saw Nazuk Beauty pop up on my feed, first of all, it brings back so much childhood memory of Usma and the ingredients you're using, which we will get into. I don't see a lot of Uyghur businesswomen who are successful out there fulfilling their dreams, so I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Before we get into your business and how you started Nazuk Beauty, I want to get to know you as a person. How long have you been in the US?
I have been here 10 years. It's a little bit over 10 years.
Before that, where's your hometown?
Urumqi?
Urumqi. I'm Urumqi. Like,
Kuchida.
조금 소라이미스. So it feels so nice to be able to switch to our mother tongue and back and forth. So feel free to do that as much as you want. I'll put subtitle. Okay. I think it'll be interesting for the listeners too. Once you come to the US, you lived in Philadelphia a little bit. Now you started your business, a beautiful family in New York City. So many big life events have happened. How did you get here?
I went to school in Philly. I didn't really like the city, so I didn't really make big plans for my life. Generally just wanted to graduate. Yeah. But eventually I met my husband and so we quickly decided to get married. Nothing was serious at the beginning, but quickly I think he just fell in love with
It's not your fault.
Yeah, I know, like who to blame. But anyway, yeah, he decided to spend the rest of life with me. He proposed after 3 months. And then I said, okay.
How old were you at the time?
I was 27, 28. So I feel like I was pretty mature. So I experienced a lot. I really learned a lot, how to take care of myself, how to interact with people. So I feel like that's a good age. Like if you meet the one, you know how to deal with that. We made a decision super fast. So from beginning of our marriage, it was something new, fresh. So we were constantly working on our relations, constantly working on improve ourselves, getting better together. We always chat. Oh, I remember first few years, every night I asked him, how much do you love me? Can you rate me? Give me a number. And then we always give each other's number and says why I'm adding the number or where are you losing the number. Sometimes getting married very fast is actually pretty good because we didn't get comfortable after we married and just lay back or happy ending. It was just a start. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want the girl to take risk. I feel like you need to basically know this is a good person from heart. There were a few moments that I know he is a good person. He needs to have a good foundation. That's a basic, but eventually you guys can learn how to deal with each other.
So how did New York City happen?
I always wanted to move to New York City. I love city life. COVID happened right after we married, so we decided to travel. And I thought that's such a big decision. We sell all our furnitures. We rent a storage space. We had a small car with a little puppy. And then we were just travel to all different cities. I think the beauty of immigrant life is you don't have to settle for any city because there is no family. And I don't want to settle for people because we already left our family to create this extraordinary life here in the US. We need to explore what works best for us. But we didn't know back then. So we traveled. We even stayed in Alabama for a month.
What an interesting choice. New York City? Oh, Alabama.
After a few months, we enjoyed life in Chicago, like a city life. Both me and my husband, we were like very independent. He likes to have his own time. He likes to go out, do his own thing. I like to have my own time. In the city, like you can interact with different people, do your own thing, so you don't really rely on each other's. But if it's in, let's say, Alabama, we spend time just two of us together. Sometimes, like, you don't have your own life.
And if you spend too much time together, you need a little space. I'm speaking for myself.
I definitely need space. Like, I don't like to spend too much time with a person. I got a little bit stressed. I saw the news says like New York renting was so low because of COVID. And then we were like, it's so low. Let's move. The second day we moved to New York. But then we moved to New York and then just opened so many doors for us.
The city just feels like a synergetically a right click for both of you. And there's so many good things you just said, how both of you are striving to be independent and busy. This is a marriage that truly supports each other, both parties in there. And that's like my goal. Great role model. So it's possible. It is possible.
If he heard this, he'll be like, huh. He'll be like too proud.
He will probably listen
I didn't
to
want to
this.
like spoil him or anything. Yeah. He can do better.
Literally, let's keep him on his toe. So you moved to New York, and I want to know the exact moment when you decided to start Nazuk Beauty. How did the idea for Nazuk Beauty came about?
The story I didn't share before, I feel like I always trust law of attraction. I remember when I was in high school, my best friend gave me the book of The Secret.
I watched the movie version of that.
So that really changed my mindset. I always talk about it, but I feel like I'm always having a clear vision on what I want. Like, for example, when I was in Pennsylvania, I worked for a big company and I thought that's not the life I wanted. And I'm like, I want to work for an international company with cool people, and I want to have a coffee shop downstairs, and I want to like be able to have fun with those people after work. And then I moved to New York. I find a job in a French company, exactly as what I wanted.
Wow.
Like,
Is there a coffee shop downstairs?
that's in Manhattan. Coffee shop everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Coffee shop, the French company. People are chill and having fun. They go to parties every night after work, but also very diverse. And it was so much fun. But there was something that I didn't put in my love of attraction. Like, I wanted to have more freedom. Back then, I did HR, and then I didn't like what I did. And I'm like, I want to do something fun. Fashion. I want to go to New York Fashion Week. I want to like work with these cooler people. And then I worked at a fashion company. My friend introduced me to this girl. She has her own fashion brand. She is very successful. She's kind of like my first mentor. And she says she wants to open a store in New York. She wants someone who knows HR, just helping to hire people. So I did their HR, all the policy, this and that, hired people, built up the store team very fast in 3 months. And later on, I was like, oh, I can do this for you. I can do that for you. And she really trusted me. She gave me opportunity to do like PR thing, like talked with those influencer girls about their rate and invite them to come to the store and like take picture for them, and then talk about like collaboration and talk with editors.
It sounds like that your previous experience build on top of each other, and you're ready to say yes. You meet the right people, you put yourself out there, and slowly you surround yourself in the rooms you want to be in.
Yeah, we also talked about the power of networking. The job before, I connected with another girl, like she is well connected here in New York, and she introduced me to this girl, and I got into like fashion, and then we did events. I met another girl, like as I told you earlier, I did join a PR agency as a partner, so co-founder for the PR agency, but they had a big clients, big budget. We did even bigger events, worked with all the A-list, like Kardashian's family, Cardi B. We did like a lot of big move with that company. So it was great. But along the way, I also feel like I can do something myself. I'm making such a big impact in this company. Why don't I do something for myself? So that's where like the idea of Nazuk Beauty came. I used the Usma grass. It helped me grow my hair. And I'm like, magic.
So I have this core childhood memory as an Uyghur girl. I think every Uyghur girl has this childhood memory. My grandma would give me a unibrow with Osma. Literally after she put on the Osma grass here, I would have hair like right in the middle. So it makes sense. It grows hair and everything.
Yeah, it is definitely going to work. That's why we've been using it for hundreds of years. Not only Uyghur people, but the other Central Asian, Uzbek, Turkmenistan, a lot of countries, they use Osma grass for hair growth purpose. And I remember when I came to US, I starting to have like this losing my hair, and my mom was like, use Usma grass. She did send me something, and it worked. So when I had a business idea, I was like, this is gonna be great. Like people just need to know it and they'll use it immediately. And then that's where like I thought like I'm gonna sell it. I did start small. That was kind of like a side hustle. I always have a side hustle. And then my grandma called my mom Nazuk. Everyone called my mom. She's like the Nazuk's person I know. You think I'm Nazuk, but she's
You
like,
are Nazuk.
no, she is. She think I'm not Nazuk enough because she's like very like ladylike.
And Nazuk, for the listeners, it means elegant, poised.
Sometimes it's not the most positive word, especially in nowadays in Western world, because it could be mean like you're like a little bit like easy to broke. But
Weak.
weak,
Yeah.
yes. But I don't think that's supposed to be weak girl, because I wasn't confident in myself for a really long time because I wasn't diva enough.
Yeah.
But then when I started my business, I was like already 30, so I know I can just be someone even without changing myself.
Yeah. And I think what you describe is a lot of like a masculine energy. To be successful is to be masculine, almost. That's like the stigma. But to be soft and feminine is also strong. And that's exactly what Nazuk is.
As a soft girl, I was able to survive here in the US by myself, like did a lot of extraordinary thing, build a family, came here by myself, move, all this thing. I was able to do it. I was strong.
Yeah.
And then I'm Nazuk, but I was strong. That's why I'm like, okay, I want to name it Nazuk, so I can eventually inspire some Nazuk girls out there to be confident in themselves.
Hi Divas, quick little break from the episode. Today's episode is sponsored by 1001 Nights of Lessons, which is my Uyghur language online course. And I'm teaching my mother language Uyghurca on 1001nightsoflessons.com. As of right now, there is a summer 2026 beginner Uyghur language course you can sign up for already. The course officially starts on July 11th, and it's an 8 weeks beginner Uyghur language program. In addition to the 1 hour class, you also get a conversation corner where you get to practice what you learn right after class for 15 to 30 minutes. Şoňa Uygurçany öýrenmekçi bolsaňyz, bu ýazdan başlap menden öýrenseňiz boldy. I plan to just continue teaching different seasons, so even if you're watching this at a different time, you might find something that will work for you. I also love that you had an idea, you jumped on it, action on it quickly, and from your prior business experiences, you know in your heart you are the person that you can bring this to life. It's such an authentic idea, true to your identity, true to who you are. It's actually honestly genius. I am in shock that we don't have a product that's widely used that's made of Usma. I'm so glad you bring it to life, to the world, for everyone to enjoy, because that's a long living tradition passed on, a heritage of us.
Usma grass, it's like we've been using it, as we says, for hundreds of years. And when I started it, I know nothing about Central Asian culture. I grew up in China, literally have a really minimum knowledge. But afterward, a lot of Central Asians reached out to me and tell me like, oh, we have been using Usma grass. This is an incredible ingredient. You're doing a great job. And I got so much love and support from Central Asian community. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not only just sharing what like Uyghur people been using, but I'm sharing like the culture from Central Asia. This is such a big mission. That's what kept me moving and working harder for this direction. For the longest time, I probably wasn't really connected to my customer because I wasn't losing hair. I've been using it just because this is my product and I love it, but I just wasn't really connected. But after I had my daughter, everything's changed. Like postpartum hair loss is such a big thing, and then hair loss for women over 30 and in stress, and especially having baby, it's just like, it's very common. And I experienced that firsthand. I've been losing hair and growing hair at the same times. So now this is a postpartum hair. Well, it's still growing pretty well. I also have a lot of baby hairs here. So that's where I feel deeply connected to my customers and community. It's just suddenly starting to work because like I am my customer. And I feel like that's very important. You need to know how to sell, or like you need to know how to connect with your customer. So I would say I have been starting this job full time for a year now.
Fully building the brand and everything.
Yes. My daughter born last year.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. My mind like just shifted from I just want to casually do this and that and hustle to I want to build something great. I want to do something like extraordinary. And I want her to be proud of me. Like I want her to tell me like, Mom, I just want to be like you.
Yeah.
I don't want her to tell me like, oh, I'm so glad you sacrifice yourself. No.
My mom always just give all of her to us, which is great, but I wish she didn't. I wish she had her own life too. She's slowly now, with all of us gone, starting to do that, and I'm so happy to see her living her best life. And that's an amazing message you're sending for your daughter. But that was crazy that you gave birth and you also gave birth to another business all at the same time. How did you balance those to be a new mom and nourish your business to let it grow?
Yeah, I feel like you definitely need a foundation and support system. Starting a business, it's not as glamorous as it's from the outside. People are like, oh, entrepreneur, starting a business. It's so hard. It's so hard. And you need to have support system and you need to have a belief, you need to have a motivation. Like I said, the Central Asian community really motivated me. But support system is my husband. Like he was like, if anyone can success in a business, you'll be the one and I want to support you. So he really motivated me to start this.
That's the importance of choosing the right partner that can push you to become a better person and vice versa.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I had my baby like in the midtown, and then the hospital room is facing Times Square. And I looking at outside, I was like, is this the end? Like I haven't achieved so many big dreams, and I'm looking at this the H&M building, and then all the lights. I feel like I'm inside of Times Square, but I'm also an outsider because sometimes like right after having a baby, it makes me feel like my life comes to an end.
It's like a brand new identity that you have to come to terms with. Who are you going to be now with a whole new being inside of you? And that's that visceral moment you have.
Yes, I feel like the social media or society keep telling you like after you have a baby, like, you need to focus on the baby kind of thing. So I was like a little bit scared. But right after, like I think my husband really motivated me, gave me a lot of support, and I have a nanny. And then I feel like women shouldn't be shamed to admit that they got support system.
Exactly.
If you have a baby, obviously she needs you. So I don't sleep at night because nanny doesn't work at night. So I just keep awake and then do my work. And then when she cries, I take care of her and put her bed and go back to work. And the second day in the morning, when nanny wake up, I go back to sleep. So I still am able to go back to sleep. So I know it's pretty hard for a lot of moms out there, but I did get like really good support system, even though got the support system, but it's still hard that first few months, I mean, even like earlier this year, I was so stressed. Anything else like not getting to business or the baby is wasting my time. That's how I thought. Like I cannot do workout. I wouldn't cook. I wouldn't eat healthy because that's a wasting my time. That wasn't sustainable till a certain point. I really got like a mental breakdown. And I know the winter was long, you know, I was like very depressed and mental breakdown. And then recently I started to give myself time. Before I was like, every day I'm like looking at my orders. Like, oh, today has a lot of orders. It's a good day.
Ching, ching.
Yes. If I don't have orders for a few hours, like I remember when I opened my eyes and no new orders.
What did I do wrong?
I would just like close my eyes. I don't want to I don't want to wake up to this world. Yeah. So it was very, very stressful. But now I kind of giving myself space and then trying to take it slow. It's just like growing your baby. Like nothing happened overnight. A lot of business, they lie to you, says like, oh, first year I got $1 million sale. But when you talk with them, there were a few years they were struggling. They just didn't put it in the picture.
Let's talk about the other baby, Nazuk.
Nazuk baby.
So
yeah.
the idea was born. What's the first thing you did to make it into actual reality?
Creating social media page, creating website, creating contents. That is the easiest part. Those are something like, if you do it, it will happen, right? You just need to slowly put in the work. That's when I was still working in a fashion. I like did a little bit of this and that, taking some pictures, buying some little container from social media, put the sticker on, and I sell the product. I also reached out to a farm from China to make sure they have a real Usma grass, and then just to reach out to the factory from where I went to school in Shenzhen, make sure they make the powder from this ingredient. If you want something, people that would like the product, it's very, very important. That's a core, right? You need to trust the product. So that is somewhere like I put a little bit more effort because it wasn't easy. And then I feel like I have a niche identity that can help me to achieve this goal. But other than that, creating social media page, creating website, the logo design, wording.
You did all of that.
I did everything myself. Everything. As CEO for the website, I did everything myself. I even like hired people to do like photo shooting, like the video you saw on my social media.
Yeah, your branding overall, the aesthetics are really clean. And authentic. I love it. It's a very strong message from Nazuk Beauty's branding page.
You know the stuff like on the back, I bought it from Amazon and returned it after.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yes. Bootstrap.
That's the beginning. You need to save money and you need to be very intentional on where you're spending the money and energy. But obviously, I wanted to look like deliver the message of like a Central Asian beauty. I didn't have a lot of things on hand. Some dresses are like my mother-in-law sent it to me for my wedding, but generally it's just like some similar stuff that we put together so that it will look nice.
Is Usma grass the central ingredient in all of your product lines?
Yep.
Okay.
All of my products has a Usma grass. We build a different products based on our habits, right? There are hair oil, eyebrow oils, products that every girl use. There's shampoo bar, conditioner bar, which is like kind of like if you're in a clean beauty world, you probably want to try it. It's more clean, it's better for your hair, and then it's better for the environment. Those are made in New York. So we use the ingredient and then we find different studios here in the US and then they hand make this product for us. And then it's not me or just like some random girlie making it for you. It's like experts, the people who've been doing it for years are making this product.
What product did you decide to launch first and how did you progress from there?
So my first product, like since I had a full-time job back then, so it's just Usma grass powder. It's Usma grass powder, the heat press Usma grass powder. It's very gentle and very stable and you can use it on your eyebrow. That is the first product. It's eyebrow mask. Before, when I fully launched in the business, I had a like smaller community of people trying and using the product.
What were the initial feedback like?
Everyone just loves it. I do have some repeated customer. Like before I really fully launched the business, I have this customer from Hawaii been using this product, and I think they already made like 5-6 orders repeatedly. So with that, it's just like people use it, people love it, and that's how I think. I think people use it, they love it. I think people just generally need to know Usma grass, and then if they know it, they will use it.
Hi Divas, sorry to interrupt, but I have something important to tell you. I asked Zulmira to give you guys a special promo code 20% off the entire nazukbeauty.com website to try out the magic that she is talking about in this conversation, the magic of Usma. I will say I've been using her product ever since we recorded this episode. It's not only nostalgic for me, but I feel good using it, knowing how clean the ingredient is, how simple and effective it is, specifically for hair strengthening, hair growth. So if you have heard of Usma and never tried it before, this is your chance to go to the website, get yourself some Nazuk hair oil, eye mask, shampoo bars, and whatnot. This is not sponsored, but the promo code is affiliated. Visit nazukbeauty.com and use promo code DIVA20 to get 20% off at checkout. Thank you again, Nazuk Beauty, for giving us the code. Now let's go back to the conversation. There's so much more. What's the next step you took for Nazuk Beauty to scale it?
Selling product could be so challenging than you thought. As I said, I go to marketplace, like online selling was generally that. I did spend a lot of money, obviously. I did spend money on press and media. I spent money on ad. I spent money, but like there were nothing in return. So like it gets scary, but I'm glad I had a PR company that's giving me money to like invest back in Nazuk Beauty. So that is something like I feel like if you're thinking about starting a business, you need to have a good foundation, like support system financially as well, because it's going to be really hard first few years to trying to figure out what is the right channel for you and how to sell the product. So it took really long time. I still try to invest as much as I can, try to try different channel as much as I can. It's like buying a lottery. You need to buy a lottery first. Like you cannot say, I just want to win a lottery, but you didn't even buy it. So that's how I think about it. I put it in different channel. I buy wholesale, I do paid ad, I do influencer marketing, I do put myself out there, I create content, I do everything.
I love that mindset. Be creative and be pragmatic about it. See what works.
Yeah.
With all the different marketing channels you chose, what channel worked best?
It depends on the timing. At a certain point, influencer marketing worked, but influencer marketing didn't work as we expected. It says she has more followers. If a person really likes the product, they're actually making a bigger impact.
It's not just the followers
It's
or
not just the
anything.
follower. It depends on how they showcase the product.
And audience alignment and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, definitely. I feel like everything need to build up. It's not some one thing gonna work. You're collecting different data, but then the thing about the business is that the data didn't work today, might work tomorrow. And then sometimes like my ad, let's say, suddenly start working. It's not because that ad. It's because the content I created 2 months ago, the collab I did, the website update I did, and then the message I put it out there, and the right timing, it worked. But if there were all nothing beforehand, maybe that ad wouldn't work. You never know what's actually gonna work.
All the factors need to come together to paint a cohesive picture of the brand.
But something worked. I'm starting to receive orders, and I have a very consistent orders. I have orders every single day, right? When I have orders every single day at the beginning, I was like, I made it. I am successful
best
now.
feeling.
Yes, and it's very consistent. And I remember I just went out, I spent a lot of money.
What's your first buy for yourself to celebrate?
Skincare.
That's very on brand.
It's like, after I had a baby, blah, 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 I was staying home. I worked so hard, so stressed, and I'm having order every single day. I'm like, I'm going to be rich. And then I spend the money. Later on, I noticed that wouldn't make me rich. It's just like you need to spend so much money after you earning money because you need to make this work, make that work, go to do this, go to do that. You need to do events. You need to meet the people. That is more expensive than not doing a lot of stuff. So I need to do more. So at this stage, like past few months, I would say, I had so many opportunities. Like we did events, we did collaboration. I got invited as a speaker, and I'm also got invited next week to like a Victoria's Secret private event and stuff. So like a lot of cool things are happening, and then you never know which one are actually open another channel. But now I'm very optimistic about it because every time when we do something, there were new customer, new orders, new message, like a lot of supports. And then sometimes like, yes, networking and going to event looks like glamoury from the outside. To be honest, that wouldn't actually make a lot of sell. You still need to do this boring work, right? Sending emails, email marketing, like creating new ads, talking about new selling points, check your website data, conversion rates and sales and the traffic and all that. Now I also have a team member, so I hired a girl, works for me part-time. So we're also doing like a little bit more content. But that's very challenging for me, put myself out there. It's like the hardest part. But I feel like you get eventually more and more confident in putting yourself out there. It's not because I'm good at it. I'm still very bad at it. But because I know what I'm doing, it's good. I'm doing good job as a funder. So I'm more confident to put myself out there. That is how it works for me. I know some people just good at fake it till you make it situation. It just didn't work for me.
Did it, so I made it.
Yep.
Hiring someone is a big shift. Is it something interesting you've learned after working with someone, hiring someone part-time?
I used to do recruiting. So that is like also a life experience that I had can simply add it to like my skill set. I don't have a skill set on like 0 to 1, like how to actually sell your product, but I have experience on influencer marketing, media reach. Those are like stuff like after your business is working, hiring people. I have all this experience. I just didn't have the experience like before. But slowly I go to the next stage where I have experience, which is really funny. All the experience in your life would count and it will help you in certain ways. So nothing is like actually wasting time. That's what I learned.
So true. What is, would you say, the hardest moment ever since you started Nazuk Beauty?
Every day was hard. But hardest moment last year after holiday season, my sale was so good. I got so many orders. After holiday season, it's getting very slow at certain points. I've been trying this and trying that and doing a lot of stuff. I still didn't increase my order. I literally had like a mental breakdown. I was crying and then talking to my husband, and he was like recording. When you become successful one day, we can use this clip.
He's so adorable.
I still haven't had a chance to use that clip. But it's constantly like you doubt yourself. For the business like mine, one day good, one day bad, like some sort of support and then motivation, it could be really helpful. Like I see you today and you've been telling me how amazing I'm doing, and that's gonna make me happy for another few weeks.
I'm so happy. What is your personal nighttime routine? Because as a founder of a beauty brand, I think you must have some trick or two I want to know.
As I said, I'm a firm believer of my own product. So since we developed Shampoo Bar, which is like our old shampoo bar was like kind of different formulation that wasn't as good as the new one, but I've been using it. Like I remember recently we had a guest come over and then she needs to take shower and I don't have a regular shampoo. I was like, oh shoot. And obviously they probably don't want to use the bar that I used. Me and my husband, both of us use our own product.
Love that.
I love self-care, but now with a baby, like it's kind of hard. But before, when I was pregnant, I have this philosophy. I said, since I don't have a lot of things to do, waiting for the baby to be born, I said, I need to spend an hour in the restroom every day just to take care of yourself. Do not put your phone out there. I do have a body care, like my belly care, skin care. And then I generally just use more clean ingredient product. Like if it's too complicated, my skin will be very sensitive. So it's just like a simple ingredient. And then also like, if you buy a very expensive product and then you feel a little bit bad to use them and you're like, I just want to use a little bit because it's expensive, don't do that. Because I feel like you need to use enough to see the results.
Well, this is a side note, but I did that with retinol. Turns out if you use too much of retinol, you burn yourself.
I don't use retinol. Regardless, you'll burn yourself. Like I feel like retinol is anti-aging, but like it's burning you. I'd rather getting old and burning my skin.
Is this a hot take? Because like the mainstream media is like retinol, anti-aging. I love a refreshing perspective.
I already see so many people already burning their skin, and I know there are some experts that are talking about retinol and their face are red. So I'm like, you sure this is a good choice? I mean, I'm 35. I'm very careful when it comes to using the product on my face and on my hair. And then I'm generally the cleaner product girl or a simple ingredient that is more helpful from self-care perspective. I'm not doing as good nowadays since I'm not really sleeping at night. That is, wow. But it depends on my daughter. Let's see if she wants to sleep better.
Yeah, you're such an inspiration. Amazing mom, a founder of an amazing brand that you care so much about. What is a vision you have for Nazuk Beauty for the future?
If someone is not confident with their hair, they know Usma grass existed.
So many people don't even know what it is, Usma grass.
So many people don't know. If you know it, you will buy it. You will want to try it. And then they'll be more confident when they have an issue. Like they'll be like, oh, it's okay. I'm losing my hair, but I can try Usma grass. Just like when I started losing my hair and my mom was like, Usma işletmesiz, siz azraq aytib beraymi?
Yeah, kichik vaqtimiz ishlatdik, qachonlardan to'xtab qolgandimiz.
Hozirmi like urumchilarda ishlatdik. Like I saw there are like kind of like in the marketplace Dabaza or like even in Qashqar, Guljam, Ko'chalarda, like there are little girls selling Usma grass. Yeah. So it's a thing. It's still a thing.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Helped me connect it back to an ingredient dear to my heart. So through Nazuk Beauty, and hopefully I can be a little Nazuk. But you know what? That's not me.
Yeah, I feel like just generally be yourself. That's the best version of yourself.
Yeah. Your vision is very simple for everyone to know this amazing ingredient. But it's so powerful because of that. I asked this question to all of my guests. You kind of touched on it, but I want to see what you will say. When was the last time you felt like a diva?
With my close friend, I'd be very confident together because like they just make me become who I am. I don't nervous, I don't stress. Or like dressing up, going out with my friend. That is the time that I'm very, very confident in myself. And then obviously I'm learning to be more confident in myself when I'm talking about my business or going out to meeting new people. I'm like slowly doing better and better. So more and more diva. I mean, I definitely need to improve a little bit, but as the business getting better, I am become more confident in the business. I am more having this diva energy. And then even though from the outside, I probably still look a little bit too Nazuk, but from the inside, you know, the girl is out there.
There's a little diva wrapped in a Nazuk package.
Exactly.
That's so good. I love it. Thank you so much for your time today. I know you have to get back to your baby, and that makes me so special. You're giving your valuable time. I had so much fun talking to you. Once again, overall, I just feel so proud as another Uyghur girl. And I want to see, just like what we talked about, looking at the New York City overview on the rooftop earlier, I want to see Nazuk Beauty on every single billboard, and that will get them to know what Usma is.
You have to know about it.
Manifest.
Exactly.
Where can everybody find you or your business?
Yeah, so it's a Nazuk / Nazuk Beauty on Instagram or nazukbeauty.com. Just the website. You can see all the products out there. Ben sizge bugün Nazuk'nunki productlardan hepsine geldim. Like I brought like
Wow, what do you
hair
have for me?
oil. This is a hair oil, as I said. It has a jojoba oil,
The
castor
packaging
oil.
looks insane.
And then, yeah, you says Diva wear Atlas. Nazuk also wear
Oh,
Atlas.
Nazuk also wears Atlas. Diva also wears Atlas.
This smells like rosemary oil because that's the one that has a very strong scent.
This is the mix of all the things.
Shampoo bar and conditioner bar. This
This is
smells
the one
amazing.
that you use every single day.
Every
you and
single
your
day.
husband. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yep. Oh, this is just Usma powder for eyebrow mask.
Ooh. Oh.
But you can also use it on your scalp if you want. Like it's not like bad for it.
It's just gonna be a jelly, like
jelly like.
I'm fine with that.
But I also have like little spoon and then little like a bowl that you can
So,
mix
like,
them and use them
earthy.
together.
Everything is so earthy.
I also brought you a little hair
Scrunchy.
tie.
Oh my god. This is so amazing.
I hope you love it. Don't be too stressed. Like I feel like it's gonna be like a balance. Like you're like what's happening at the moment. You know?
Literally, that's what's happening to me right now.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Thank you guys. خوش